Hey guys, Mr. Beelbaum here, and today we have another video from the series for new players. Today's video, Wots settings. So here we are in the garage, as you can see all around me here. And we've done a video on all the things that you need to know about the garage. But what I want to focus on today is what's right above up there in the corner. If you go to this cogwheel, as with many games, this is going to take you to your settings. If we click on here to settings, boom, there you go. Now we're in settings. And this is going to just be a quick run through of what you need to know. First of all, in general, you have things that you can do for your chat. In other words, censor offensive words in chat messages, really good if you want to get rid of that. Hide spam. Don't see spam as much as we used to see back in the old days, but still, it's nice to have that you can turn it off. Display date in messages, display time in messages, accept invitations only from friends in the garage. That will basically mean that you won't be getting any platoon messages in the game, an invite to join a platoon. You only will have that option when you're in the garage before you go into a battle. Accept invitations to platoon in battle. There you go. That one allows you to, as I just said, this one says you can only get them in the garage. This one says, well, we'll allow you to do it in the battle. You can turn it off if you want. Accept friend requests. Receive messages only from the contact list. That's if you want to, not hear from other people, that kind of thing. Disable chat with allies. Simply if you find the chat is too toxic and you want to get rid of it, enable that, click on that and hit apply and boom, now you get no chat in the game. Receive clan notifications. Again, just something else that you can just turn on or turn off. Then there's battle communication. Indicate communication on the team panel. Show sticky markers. Show personal commands. Show base markers in random battles. Base markers are when you click on the base, saying, okay, we got to head back to the base. We got to defend the base, that kind of thing. It's kind of a quick and easy way to do it. All of these are always really good. I always recommend to have them put on, so that you can see them. Now, first of all, let's move me over here. Okay, so you can see the left side here that we're talking about. Then you have random battle settings. I have clicked on standard battle only because that's all I want. Why? Because I stream, and when I stream, I want a consistent games going on, a consistent type of game going on, because I'm always trying to teach a little bit while I'm streaming. So in other words, I don't want to have encounter battle. I don't want assault battle. Although ground battle is kind of nice to get into when you're playing your tier 10s. And then down below that, we have the vehicle panel. Vehicle panel, again, is what's known as the carousel. I talked about that. It's the show of all your tanks that are down at the bottom. For that, you can have either 1 level or 2 level. I prefer the 2 level myself, although Aslan's normally takes care of that, but we'll put it on 2 level. You can have it minimalistic or adaptive. Adaptive is going to be a little bit bigger. Display stats upon hovering over your slot in the garage. If you want to know what each of your tank's stats are as you're looking at them, that's a good thing to click. Then there's display of customization and elements in battle. Do you want it to be so the tanks don't have those fancy tank skins? If you see other players that are using a 3D skin and you don't want it, then you click on historical. So it's just basically a bunch of green tanks running around. Then there's enable battle recording, something that's very important if you want to make any YouTube videos, something that's very important if you want to send a video replay to someone like myself to review it, watch it, or also if you want to submit a ticket in game about somebody, it's very important to have this setting. Now I have it set to all. You don't have to have it set to all. If you're not going to be making YouTube videos and constantly sending out replays, then what I would recommend is you set it to last. That way, if something happens in the battle and you want to be able to send your replay in with a ticket, boom, right when you get out of that battle, you have to go and make the ticket, go into your file folder that holds all the replays, and then pick that one and submit it with your ticket. That way, at least you can have it. I'm going to switch it back to all because that's the way I have it. Display marks of excellence. In another video, we will talk about marks of excellence, but this just allows you to either show them or not show them. Display vehicles of platoon members in the garage. Kind of a nice thing to do, especially for me when I'm streaming. Then people can see what the other people in my platoon are using for, the type of vehicle. Display server selection upon game launch. Anonymize your nickname. You see a lot of people do this. Oh, I got real good stats and I don't want it to be focused on by the enemy, so I'm going to anonymize my name by clicking on that. Okay, cool. You also unfortunately get a lot of people that also click on it that are not really good players, but they want to pretend they're good players. And they're the ones, sometimes unfortunately you see them. There's not a lot of them, but there's some out there that, anonymize their name and then they go and they berate everybody in the game. And then after the game, you go to their service record by right clicking on their name, and you can simply see like who they are and if they're good or not. And that's when you kind of get a good chuckle out of it. But anyways, okay, now to the right side. So I'm going to move myself over to this side, and we have show vehicle tier. This is all battle interface. Display dog tags. I hate them. Display your actual dog tag. No thanks. Enable optics effect in sniper mode. Unclick it, just won't be any effects going on. Show in post-mortem mode vehicle that destroyed your vehicle. In other words, when you die, it shows directly goes to the tank that killed you. I kind of like it. Lets me know who, if I'm in my sheriff's account, I'm giving away gold. Boom, right away I can see who it was. Enable dynamic camera, smooth camera zoom, enable tactical view, enable commander camera. All these are different views that the camera is automatically going to go to. If you disable them, they won't ever show it, but they're very useful. I enjoy them. I think you should always have it clicked on. Horizontal stabilization in sniper mode, very important. Definitely good to have if you're trying to snipe. Enable the times 50 times 60. Sure, I have that enabled, but because I use Aslan's mod pack, which we will cover in a future video, I don't really have to worry about that because I actually go further than 50 and 60. I go right in until you can basically, see all the dirt on the tank, so to say. Restrict toggling the sniper mode to the shift key. I like that. It's just one key that easily, you hit it in and out of sniper mode. Enable automatic hull lockdown in sniper mode. Another thing that's very good. You go into sniper mode, it automatically locks you. On a tank with a turret, sometimes you can be moving around without even realizing if you don't have it locked down. If you're out of sniper mode, you can also lock down your hull by hitting the X key. Very important little tip there to know. Enable server reticle. A lot of people do like to use that. Try it is what I would recommend. Try it and see what you think about how the reticle works. Preferred sniper mode zoom level, basically, they're just giving you a preference preset so that it always goes back to that. I just go with last use. Show vehicle markers on score panel. Display notifications when not causing damage. I like that. It lets you know if you tracked, if you did something else, but you didn't get, the pen. Display a speedometer of wheeled vehicles. Okay. Show the repair time on damaged modules. Kind of gives you an idea how long you're going to be sitting here waiting for. And it improves as you learn repair. And there's a bunch of other things you can do to make your repair speed faster. Show previous battle results in chat. I do like that. It kind of lets you know if you go from one battle into another, it lets you know what happened on the other battle. Show vehicle HP and team panel. Show vehicle HP on the minimap. Enable expanded minimap features. Tips on battle loading screen. Tips on the ranked battle loading screen. The top three are okay, but the reality is my Aslan's mod pack covers it. It makes it even better than what they have to offer here, so I don't really, I'm not worried about it. The last two are just simply, giving you tips as you're loading in. Great. Awesome. Configuration switching upon loading screen. Nah. Minimap. The minimap transparency. I don't touch it, but if you want to make it so it's more opaque so you can see through it, go for it. Show locations on markers of the minimap. Display camera direction beam. Display arc and the fire of the SPG. Show the proximity spotting circle. Show the view range circle. Show the maximum spotting range. Show the draw circle. These are the 3 circles that we talk about so often, your viewing range and whatnot. I would suggest just clicking all of these. Very good to know. And then the garage camera animation. Do garage camera rotation when idle 4? Never, meaning for me, it just always kind of turns around. That's when the camera moves around the tank. You know, you can set it so that it will do it automatically after a certain amount of time. Garage camera animation when moving the mouse cursor. Again, that's something that I definitely like. Graphics. Okay, here you go this is where it all comes to, where you want to come to when you want to set up your graphics. Let's say you don't have a super high-end computer. Then what you'd want to do is go into the details and start reducing everything. You see, I have most of my things here are all going to be set. You're going to notice they're all set to maximum, but that's because my computer is what it is. I've invested a lot of money into it. It has a great CPU with a lot of threads and everything. It can do multitask like you wouldn't believe. And I'm lucky enough to be able to get that. And because of doing YouTube videos and doing streaming, you kind of need it. So that's why everything's maximum. But like I said, if you're using just a regular computer, it's not a high-end, it's not a gaming computer, you might want to lower these, and you'll find that you'll have less lag in the game, less packet loss and all that kind of stuff, and it'll just make the game flow better for you. Very, 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 very important, okay? If you find that you're not enjoying the way the game looks and it's, come in here, lower your graphics. You can do the one quick click. It's simply here by going down to, like medium or behind, it automatically moves it for you. Low, you see everything's moved, whereas with me, I'm up here at ultra. And that's on details. When you go to the screen, it's simply like, do you want it to be windowed or full screen? What window size? The interface scaling. I always have that set for auto. And triple buffering and browser hardware acceleration. Just keep it clicked on. It's pretty straightforward. The bulk of it is getting done in details, unless if you just use the graphics quality here, like I said. Sound. Okay, this is where you set up your sound for the headphones and everything. Do you want to have loud music in your garage? Well, if you do, then you got to turn, let's move me over to the other side again. This is what I just did right here. Music in your garage, you can turn it all the way up. I personally don't want the music. I don't want music in battle, and I don't want music in garage, so I have both of mine put down to nothing. You could be different. You might want to hear the music. Turn it up, baby. Nothing wrong with that. The effects and everything. True Voodoo, shout out to True Voodoo, another North American CC, a content creator for World of Tanks. He made a whole video talking about how if you lower the vehicle's noises and you turn up the effects and the ambience, right, and you turn down the interface, well, then you can hear tanks approaching you. It's kind of cool. I highly recommend to go check out True Voodoo's video about the sound. It's kind of neat. I when he first posted the video, I watched it. I was like, oh, this is cool. But in reality, I personally don't need it. I tend to, from playing for so long, you have a good idea what the tanks are going to be doing, where they're going to go. Plus, watching your mini map and being aware of what's going on, you got a good idea. But it's a really cool idea, and that's why I'm saying go check it out. Check it out. And then you can have, you can test your sound for what you want to have it set up as, and then apply it however you want. I have mine always for headphones because, quite honestly, I play with headphones a lot when I'm streaming and so on. Then you have voice chat. Anyways, you have voice chat. I don't use it myself. You can set it up for push to talk. You can do whatever. I just don't use it. I don't need to chat to anyone in the game. If I'm chatting with people, it's because I'm on Discord, in my Discord channel, and we're talking to each other. Okay, controls, real basic. I don't need to go over this. We all know this is simply where you set your keys. I keep everything standard the way it is. That's it. So simple. Reticle. Okay, guys, you can lose yourself in here forever. All these there's so many different types of versions of reticles, as you can see, to pick from. The reticle, as we know, it's the little dot that you try to get it zoomed in as much as possible before you shoot. And that's just the look of it. Now, you can change the look from all different kinds. But again, because I use Aslan's mod pack, it even gives bazillion more options, and that's where I use it. But I will say, this right here, where you got the little hash mark at the top there, and at the bottom and on the sides level, the normal default crosshair is what I always use when it comes to the crosshair. That helps you for when you're doing blind shots, okay? So you can line up where the blind shot came from with your marker. You're gonna see marker in a second here. Anyways, it's very important. So I'm gonna leave this section to you to decide, just go through it, decide what you think looks best for you. You can do it in arcade mode. And for those who don't know, arcade mode simply means when you're driving and you're looking down at your tank, that's arcade mode. There's arcade mode, there's sniper mode, when you hit the shift key and boom, you zoom in and you're just ready to snipe the enemy. And then there's the artillery mode. And the artillery mode is simply the God mode, where you're looking down from a distance. There's two different modes you can use when you're in artillery. You can do the default is the God mode we're talking about. But then if you press the G button, it kind of takes it from a God mode where you're looking down, it goes zzzz, and you're kind of more looking at it like on a 45-degree angle. A little different. And then outlining is something that's brand spanking new. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not using it myself. But it simply just shows you, if I go into actually, does it do it for Simplify? Yeah, okay, so let's do this one here will be texture for where there's something that's in front of you and it's gonna be destroyed if you shoot it, but you're not gonna hit the tank. And then we'll put fill over here where there's a rock, because it doesn't matter. You're not gonna go through the rock. The tank's behind it, so you're not gonna get any penetration. All the other space is where you can shoot the tank. Now, Mr. Buell, why don't you use that? That's brilliant. Well, quite honestly, I don't need to. I've been playing this game so long where it's like I already can tell if there's a rock there, but why? Because when you take your reticle over there, all of a sudden it goes from penetration to non-penetration. Same with this barrel here, you know, it won't show penetration, so I don't shoot there. I just shoot everywhere else. But anyways, it's there, it's in the game. If you want to use it, go at it. Personally, I have a bad eye. I have real bad vision. So for me, when these tanks are going by, you'll see them all colored in red, meaning like if they're just driving by you, they still show you in red, saying, oh, you can penetrate everywhere you shoot. Well, yeah, okay, great. It's just, for me personally, all that added color just makes it harder for me to see properly. Okay, so that's just me personally. You guys knock yourself out, have fun with it, figure it out what you like, and use it. Okay, markers. Markers are simply just, again, something that Aslan's mod pack, to me, does a way better job at. There's so many different options, but I'm not here talking about Aslan's mod pack, so I'll just simply say markers are simply setting it up so you can see different things. Do you want to see the tier of the tank? Do you want to see the name of the player? Do you want to see the name of the tank? Do you want to see the HP? Do you want the symbol showing you that it's a heavy tank? Do you want the symbols, the numbers showing you how much damage you did? All that is done over on the left-hand side by clicking different things. Like I said, I don't personally use this because I do this in Aslan's. Knock yourself out, go through it. It's very straightforward. You got your default and alternative. You've got this, you can have it set up for yourself. Then you can also set it up so how it appears above the tank for the enemies, right? Just however you want it. And then destroyed. Do you want any information on there? Myself, I don't care. I will hit the Alt button. The Alt button will then bring up the information like you see right here, that heavy symbol and all that kind of stuff. But like I said before, I don't want stuff on my screen. I want as little on my screen as possible. So for me, I don't do anything for a dead tank. Finally, we get to battle notifications. And these, for me, are really important, okay? I use advanced and critical hits and friendly fire, yes. I want as amount of damage, dynamic indicators, vehicle info. I want all of this on here. Why? Because when you get shot, I love it. You see this one right here? It's showing you how much damage. It's got this, it looks to me like a dart, okay? And if you take the bottom line and the top line, and then turn your turret to that direction. And if you have the crosshair, like I said, the default one that has, you know, like this, you can then line up the vertical line using this point and then use your horizontal line to line up where the ground is in the distance, and then just aim it a little bit above the ground, and that's how you counter blind shots. And I can't tell you how many times I've killed tanks that are blind. They shoot me and I turn around, dead. It's very, very, very useful. Okay, I highly recommend to use that. Battle events. Yes, I say yes to all of them. Let you know all the different things. You destroyed something, you tracked something, you did critical damage, you did block damage. It's always good. More information, the better. Then there's, then there's the log. And this is down on the side. Again, something, unfortunately, I sound like a broken record, something that Aslan's mod pack and other mod packs use and do a better job at, but you don't have to use them. They do have it. It shows you your damage. It shows your block damage. It shows your assisted damage. All these things you can choose for what you want your battle log down here. It's just so you know, it's the bottom left corner of your screen when you're in game. You have your tank information with all the modules that are getting damaged and whatever. And then you have this information. And that's where you pick what you want shown. Then there's the map border. Do you want it to be a dotted line? Do you want nothing at all? Or do you want a wall? There you go. You can pick. And then finally, battle report. Mentioned. One thing on here I would like to say. I have it display vehicles icons by tiers. So you have your tier 6. You got a bunch of tier 5s and you got some tier 4s. It's separated. Okay, that's something that's very handy. If all the opposing team's tier 6s get knocked out, if you can see that, if it's all just one thing and you don't know what the tiers are, you have no idea of knowing. But if you have that information showing you these guys are dead, that will allow you to figure out that, okay, I'm going to be able to push a little bit better if I'm in tier 5, which is the mid tier. Why? Because they don't have the tier 6s anymore. Now it's a level field and we still got some tier 6s. You see what I'm saying? It's information, and the more information you have, the more likely you can do better in a match. So guys, this is it. When you're done, you simply hit apply and boom, you've done your settings. That's it. That's it. It's that simple, okay? If you have any questions about these settings, some of them I just said simply, this is what I use. If you have any questions at all, just leave a comment, ask a question, and I'll get back to you on that for sure. Guys, if you liked the video, if there was anything I said that helped you out in this, please give it a thumbs up. We need to get these videos into the rotation so that we can help new players gain experience, gain knowledge, and by doing so, get better at the game. You know why, guys? If players that are new come into this game and start learning, and we help them with that learning curve, and if they start learning, what happens when you learn more about anything in life? You get more confident. And as you get more confident, you get comfortable and you start enjoying it a lot more. If we can get new players to enjoy this great game more, then we're going to start seeing a lot more players playing, and that benefits us. It doesn't just benefit the company that, makes the game. It's better for us. There's going to be more better players. There'll be a more quantity of quality players, and that's the goal. So guys, that's it for me. I'm out. Till next time, I'm Mr. Beetlebum. Have a good one.